All right, gang, I found a story. It was posted this morning, but the actual incident happened on June 26th, last Tuesday. But they're reporting on it this morning. And I will post a link to the story in the description box below, as always. And I thought we weren't going to have a story. I thought I was just going to give up on it. And then I came across this one. Texas police officers under investigation after using a taser on a teen with autism. This is a tough call, because autism is one of those handicaps or one of those mental health issues that is kind of in the gray area sometimes. Sometimes it's not always easy to detect or recognize autism. So this is a tough call on the officers here. I'm not sure. The jury's out on which way to lean. If we should blame the officers, or if we just say maybe they need more medical training. I want to hear from all of you EMT, paramedics, AMR guys, ambulatory. All of you, comment in the section below. Comment in the comment section below if you have any type of expertise to add to this once I go through this story. Now, the Texas Rangers are investigating an incident in Graham, Texas, in which two police officers handcuffed a teen with autism and then stunned him with a taser near his home, the Graham police chief said in the news release. Michael Moore, 19, was detained during the incident after officers investigated whether he might be under the influence of a controlled substance, Police Chief Tony Widner said. He went on to say the officers, after using a taser on Moore because he resisted getting handcuffed, then realized he might have a mental impairment. Michael Moore's mother, Tracy Moore, called the situation outrageous and said the local officers overreacted in a town where her son is well known. So Tracy went on to say, I have been a resident my whole life, and Michael has too. This is where he was born and raised. The Moore family has met with police several times since the incident, including on Monday afternoon, but Tracy said she is still upset and no one has apologized for her son's treatment. I think she would deserve an apology from the police, like, we're sorry if this happened, but, something. She went on to say, I was in tears and now I'm angry. I watched the body cam footage. He told them, my mama is inside. Let me get my mama. Now, like I said, the incident happened last Tuesday in the community of some 9,000 people, Graham, Texas, about an hour and a half northwest of Fort Worth. Police were called to a home in the 900 block of Texas Street, an area behind Moore's home. The caller was reporting that a man was throwing rocks at the home and a nearby fence. Police say when they first arrived, the first officer saw someone running from the alley behind the house and into another yard. The officer contacted that person, who returned to the area near the alley. But Chief Widner was quoted as saying, the officer then began to interview Moore and investigate the possibility that he might be under the influence of a controlled substance. Tracy Moore, his mother, said her son actually approached officers in an area that's essentially the backyard. And she went on to say, it really doesn't take long conversing with him to figure out he has a disability. And now he has a busted blood vessel in his eye, scratches and abrasions on both sides of his face. According to the police's account, Michael was sweating, breathing heavily, having difficulties focusing, and acting paranoid. The officer made the man perform a field sobriety test, unaware he was autistic. So then Widner, again talking, said about the same time a second officer arrived, Michael could not perform the sobriety test based on his erratic movements, behavior, and statements. One of the officers then tried to put handcuffs on for everyone's safety until they could determine what was occurring. As the officer put the first handcuff on, the man pulled away, backing into the second officer, and all three went to the ground. And the officers, quote, feared the loose cuffs could injure any one of them. The officers then decided to taser Michael. He was stunned twice before submitting to the officers. But finally, after he was handcuffed in a police unit, an officer went to the front door and knocked. His mother was quoted as saying, it could have all been avoided. We're just all in complete and sheer utter disbelief that this could happen to him. And Chief Widner was quoted as saying, the Graham Police Department feels that it is important that this be investigated and the truth of what occurred revealed. Duh. At that point, whatever measures deemed necessary will be taken. Investigators are reviewing body camera footage as well as 911 calls from the incident. And there you have it. So the police come and they make contact with this guy. He's acting in a very strange manner. Well, and that's autistic people have a special way of acting. But they thought that he was on drugs. They didn't know that there was some type of mental impairment or disability. So the question to all of you is, should these police officers be punished? Should they go under special training to be able to detect autism, which isn't I don't know how I don't really know how common it is. I didn't research that. I didn't think that statistic would come up. But I know that there are different stages of autism. Like there's Asperger's, and then there's people that are like severely autistic, and then people that are have different. I don't know if there are forms or levels of autism. I'm not a I didn't think I was going to discuss the medical area of autism, but that's why I want to hear from all of you medical specialists out there. Any doctors, EMTs, paramedics, ambulance, EMT, emergency medical technician. I want to hear from all of you guys and know what you think about this story. Should the officers receive special medical training? How should the officers have approached him? This is a tough call, guys. I don't know what to say, man. I am totally in this story stuck. So I need your guys' help and your comments below. News Now Ukaipa. Getting through it for you.